the Palestinian people, which we will not accept. And we will continue demonstrating until we win. Now this week, the Israelis had to agree to a ceasefire. They didn't want to do it, but they had to agree to it. And one of the reasons they did is because the balance has changed in the Middle East. Mubarak has gone in Egypt. And now the Israelis cannot push people around in the way that they want to do. But we still have so much more to do. We have a fantastic range of speakers for you here this afternoon. I'd ask you, if possible, some of you to move down to my right so we can get everybody in, because this is a huge demonstration. And I'd like to introduce our first speaker. I'm from the Stop the War Coalition. My name is Lindsay Sherman, and I want to introduce a man who is the best known political figure on the left in Britain today. A man who has stood in solidarity with so many causes throughout his life. A man who I'm very proud is the president of the Stop the War Coalition. Please put your hands together for Tony Benn.
Comrades, when you look at the weather conditions and then you look at the size of this audience, you realise the strength of feeling there is in Britain for Palestine and for the people of Gaza. There will never be freedom or peace in the Middle East until Palestine is independent and Gaza is recognised as a part of the Palestinian state, and Palestine is a member of the United Nations, and the British government supports the Palestinian case in dealing with Israel. And so by coming today, you will provide news coverage for the television stations all over the world, and they will realise the support there is for Palestine in Britain. And it's a long and old story. Originally, over 100 years ago, when the Zionists began, they were thinking of taking over Uganda. That was before they wanted to go to Palestine, and Uganda they saw as a colony for the world Jews who wanted to move to their own homeland. And then that changed. And then when Britain took responsibility for Palestine under the League of Nations, then of course that was when the Jews decided they wanted to go there, and Britain said that we would provide a home for the Jewish people in Palestine. But what happened after that was then there was the German attack upon the Jews, and this whole situation became a crisis, and Jews poured into Palestine, and there was an Arab resistance in 1936 because the Palestinians realized that they were being swamped by Jewish immigrants. And then in 1948, Israel declared itself. Palestine was divided, and since then we have seen the Israeli government using all the powers of a colonial state to repress the Palestinians. And when you listen to the radio, they talk about the Israeli government and Palestinian militants, but actually the situation is the Israeli government are the militants, and the people of Gaza are the elected government. That is what Hamas is, the elected government of Gaza. And after the attack on Gaza 3 years ago, when 1,400 people, Gazian citizens or Palestinians, were killed, now we see the possibility of another Israeli invasion of Gaza, and we must not accept it. We must make it absolutely clear. The boycott of Israeli goods is one thing we can do. Bring pressure to bear on your own members of parliament to get the government to recognise Palestine to support the Palestinian case for representation at the United Nations and to insist that Israel discontinues its policy of repression against the Palestinian people. This is a very much bigger and more dangerous situation than many people realize, because of course in the background is the possibility of an Israeli attack upon Iran. And I tell you, if Israel attacked Iran, we could be on the eve of the Third World War, and we must not allow that to happen. So coming here today is a good start, but I hope you will all support the Palestinian cause and support the peace in the Middle East and support it in every way you can. So thank you for coming in a very good day.
Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you. Free, free Palestine. Free, free
Palestine!
Free, free
Palestine!
Free, free
Palestine!
I'm Sarah Colborne from Palestine Solidarity Campaign, and I know you all understand we're not just here for today. We are going to be here until Palestine is free. I'm asking for your help. You know that we're going to have to come out on the streets again and protest again until Palestine is free, and we need your money to help pay for the cost of this demonstration. You're going to have stewards going round amongst you with buckets. Please be generous. Please donate to those buckets, because that's to cover the costs of this demonstration, because it all costs money. The next speaker is someone who you all know. She's a friend to the Palestinian people. She's been working tirelessly for decades for justice and for peace. And she's been working